Well, the handbrake and I were heading south on one of our camping jaunts. We've been doing a lot of that since we got the Mahindra back. It's so well prepped now, it's a shame not to. So we figured we'd drop in and see an old mate at the Springs. I love the Springs. Time for a bush cook, I reckon. Perfect. You know, this canopy, the one that Truck Fit built, it is just an amazing bit of gear, it really is. But look inside. I mean, brand new canopy, sure, but I've got Milo's old kitchen and I've even got Milo's old angle. Yep, some things you just got to hang on to. This is the trick I learnt from my mate Big Al up in the high country. He always had what he called a fire in a box, which was just a little box full of bits of wood left over from the shed. Quite easy for him, he was a cabinet maker. But gee, it makes life easy, especially when you're just doing what we're doing. And talking using it again, that's our Bush Company rooftopper on top and the 180-degree self-supporting awning. Now, ever since we got this awning, we've just been using it like, I don't know, twice as many times as normal. Why is that? Because it's so easy to use. I love this canopy. We proved it on our outback trips where we just pull up for lunch, you know, get a bit of shade. And ever since then, it's just a must-have. And if you've seen it in the rain, awesome. So this is what we do, you know, instead of stopping for takeaway on the road, whenever we can anyway. And it makes for a really good midday break, you know. Find somewhere in the bush, light a fire, have a cup of tea and cook a meal. Takes maybe an hour, and we're going to have a meal for tonight too, which, by the way, is going to be awesome, I hope. It's a lamb pie. And basically, I'm just going to do it in the camp oven. It's got fresh veggies, carrots, potatoes, onions, celery. This is rosemary and mint from our very own garden at home, maintained and grown by the handbrake. And we've got some vegetable stock, bit of Gravox to thicken it up, garlic over here, possibly the best travelled bottle of soy sauce in the whole world. It's done a Cape trip, that one, and survived. Okay, so watch this. In an hour's time, fully rested, hit the road, full of lamb pie. Perfect. I can remember when I first started cooking out in the bush, I used to use tins all the time. And in fact, for years and years in Milo, if we were too far away from anything, I used tins. But whenever you can, if you got the chance, use fresh veggies. Makes a huge difference. Do you know what's really good for tired eyes? Bit of onion. Makes you cry. It's really good for your eyes. Right, well that's the veggies done. Now we'll make a start on the meat. Look at that, still works. Another survivor from the Cape. Anything that survived Milo for a couple of years, you know, you just knew it was good. Bit of oil. We'll let a little bit of heat get into that. Onions. Too easy. And just let that get a bit of a sizzle up so we can get some garlic into it. Whoops, hope you like lots of garlic. Good for colds. Good looking lamb from the butchers. Lots of soy sauce. Oh, I'll tell you what, should have done this years ago. Purpose built. Fantastic. Ooh. Onion, garlic.
Sounds good.
Oh, smells really good already. Soy, onion, garlic, and in goes the handbrakes, custom made mint and rosemary. Wow, oh that smells great. Now the idea here is to sort of partially cook the lamb and onion and everything else before it goes into the pie. You know, everything after that doesn't really matter, it's going to work just great. Oh, those herbs smell really good. We kind of need smell-o-vision, Kaz. Or maybe not. Oh, so that's only a couple of minutes so far. Too easy. Now, this is our spuds, our carrots and our celery. Woo!
It's kind of healthy.
Oh, that's going to be fantastic. Okay, what we need to do now is just use a little bit of stock and we're going to mix up some Gravox. There we go. A little bit of veggie stock. Gravox. There's no real trick to Gravox other than don't ever try and mix it up when it's hot, when the water's hot, okay? You got to do it when it's cold. And then you get it all nicely mixed up, which that isn't. I'm going to have to whack that with a fork before it goes in, because if it's not smooth before it goes in, it'll be lumpy at the end of the day. I is the human mixmaster. In she goes. Don't look at those last two lumps. Now we've got everything in there, just giving it a good old stir. I'm going to put the lid on about now, let it all cook in together on the gas still, and then I'm going to put some pastry on top and whack it in the fire, and that'll finish it off, and it'll be superb. Should we have a little taste? You don't buy pies that good. I'm going to back the gas off a bit, slap the lid on. Still got to put the pastry on. Okay. Almost last stage. Here's the pastry. Pastry is something you should always have tucked in your fridge. I'll go and get that piece of paper in a minute. There we go. Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect size. Where's my knife? I'll just... I won't.
Oh, just tuck it in. Fold in the edges.
Fold the edges a little
Looks
bit.
great.
Yeah. Okay, I don't think we'll bother with any tricky hoo-has today.
What about a smiley face?
You want a smiley face?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a good-looking smiley face. I wonder what'll happen when it hits the fire, though. That'll be the question. And now all we got to do is we don't worry too much about heat underneath the pot, but we get a bit of heat on top, because that's what we want it to cook. We want it to cook down, not up. Whenever I can in the bush, you know, I try and use a fire ring that's already somebody else has built. I mean, apart from the fact that it's a whole lot easier, it's where you do the least damage, isn't it, really, you know, to the overall environment. Use someone else's fire pit. And it makes no difference at all. In fact, if anything, it's better when it comes time to hook your coals out, because they're all there. They're actually buried under a bit of ash, but they're all there. There we go. So top down cooking. There's not a lot of heat in this, but it's just a little lunch fire. Just enough for a billy and a lamb pie. Oh, hear that noise? I reckon that's Lucas in his Yenny mog.
How are you, mate?
Good to see you, mate.
Oh, you too, mate. Yeah.
Park's looking really good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we put a bit of effort in.
Hey, you have put in a heap of effort, haven't you?
Yeah, no, it's a special part of the world, mate.
Oh, it is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And first time we've been here for about 3 years too, so
Fair dinkum,
awesome.
there you go.
Yeah. Mate, it's looking really good.
I appreciate you dropping by, mate.
Hey, once we know where a good place is, we keep coming back. You've got to really watch this.
Yeah.
You've been axle deep in a Unimog.
I have.
Where have you been doing that?
Mate, there's all sorts of crazy business in the park, as you were well aware.
No, I'm very well
and
aware.
I'm mad as you are, and I'll
Yeah.
take this thing wherever I can push it. So
I saw your competition vehicles up there.
yeah,
That's
there's
pretty
some nice
serious
rigs up there.
stuff, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, and this would just about pull anything out of anywhere, anytime.
Well, that's the idea behind it, mate, is to have a vehicle that we can use for recoveries,
Yeah.
front, back, you know, whatever we
back.
need to do.
Pull
So-
the house over if you need to.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But no, she's an absolute weapon, mate, and I reckon I need to take you for a run in it at some point. Or area.
Yeah, okay, we'll do. That's a whole story in that one,
Yeah,
mate. I'd love to.
absolutely.
I'd love to. Oh, that's one nice truck. Reckon I'll save that one for another day. Oh dear, that smiley face will probably make a laugh. I could have done a bit of better job sealing the pastry, so if you're doing this, that's the big tip, isn't it? Seal the pastry around the edge. Well, there you go. That's delicious. And it's so easy. Took less than half an hour. You know, we'll be rolling again in about 15, 20, 30 minutes max. Oh, that is beautiful. Look at that.
Does look nice.
Unfortunately, there's none left for you, darling.